Charles, you going to war, man? You got the fatigues going?
Oh, yes. Okay, let's have the bottom line here.
Lay it on me. What do you want to know? Don't drink my coffee.
Vickers doesn't stand a chance in hell.
That's what you think.
Oh, talk to me.
Well, I'm not sure that that's the case, Charles. What makes you think that?
Randy, talk to me.
What do you want?
Randy.
I disagree with you. I think that Kevin Vickers is clearly the best qualified, and has got.
Randy.
No, I'm telling you the truth, Charles. Have I ever?
Did you watch the debates?
What's that?
Had you follow? I mean, have you been following this guy ever since he's started?
I've been following him for the last 4 weeks, and yes, I've been. I'm not like I used to be, Charles. I was retired for 2 years. I didn't read the paper or follow the news every day. However, I think I'm still better informed than the average person, and I think he's a solid man and a solid. Absolutely. You tell me again. I'll ask you, Charles. What makes you say he isn't?
He always, what does he mean? Work together, travailler ensemble.
He's done his whole life working with other people.
I think when he left, it was remember Mayor Jones?
Leonard Jones, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
I remember Len Jones.
You're that old.
Yeah.
You're that old. You remember that? Me too. Me too. So I was a kid then. So I think he thinks when he left, it was that era, French and English, and I tell him, what do you mean ensemble? What, I mean, it's sort of like he left here, and then the French and English.
He went here to look at. Lots of people leave to pursue their careers. When you're in the RCMP, you don't pick and choose where you get moved to. He's had that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous suggestion that because he left the province, that he's somehow unqualified. We want qualified people. We want people to get good life experiences. What better life experiences?
What about him going after the moderator at Rogers? Did you see that?
It's not something I did see it. Not something that I would have done. However,
have you already seen it?
I have seen it. Yes.
You seen somebody do that before?
Oh, I've seen people go after moderators all the time.
Yeah. Well, name me one. I never seen that first time.
Wow. I mean, I've seen hundreds of debates over the years, Charles. I have seen it before. I can't tell you. He wanted to make a point that he had his hand raised up first. Again, not something I would have done. That was his first debate. I've been in that position. I've been standing on a debate stage for the first time, and I think I'm a pretty good public speaker. But there's nothing like it unless you stand up there and you've got a 30-second clock ticking. He was nervous, and there's no question he was nervous. But he stood up for himself, and he stood up for the fact that he had his hand up first. And if I'm not mistaken, the moderator was an Irving.
I don't know. I never watched it.
The moderator was again.
One of those Irving people.
He was one of the. I think
I never watched it. I see it.
Jacqueline Douthard or whatever. He's one of the editors of the and I know you're no big fan of the Irving papers, but they've really gone over the edge. I mean, they've really gone off the deep end in their.
Is Vickers going to win his own seat?
I believe he is. Yeah.
That's impossible.
It's impossible?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of folks that aren't very happy with his People's Alliance opponent, who has that seat now.
She's all over the place. Full of energy.
She may be all over the place.
That's what people want.
Ask the nursing home workers about Miss.
Oh, the union
Conroy.
people, yeah.
Yeah, ask them about her.
They're not all union. They're not all union people. That's all surrounded around her.
Look, all I know is what the nursing home workers said that she did to them. Yeah. Basically, again, saying one thing and doing another.
Alston. He's going to win his own seat?
Look, I like Chris. He's a personable guy. He and I get along fine.
Former pastor.
What's that?
Former pastor.
Former pastor, yeah. That again, former pastor. There's lots of former pastors. It doesn't mean. No,
he speaks. He speaks. He has the way to speak.
Doesn't mean he sits at the right hand of God, Charles. So.
How about David Coon?
I'm going to reserve comment on Mr. Coon.
Why?
Well, because I know things that anyway, I'm just what do they say? If you can't say something good about
Don't
somebody,
say
don't
something,
say
but
anything.
is that the reason I'm always in trouble? Like putting this camera in front of your face right now and ask a
Charles,
question?
you know why you sometimes get in trouble. I know why I sometimes get in trouble. Yeah.
So,
but you know, I as you know, I absolutely defend your right to
oh
do
yes,
what
you always
doing.
did.
Yeah.
So PC is going to win with a majority. Lord help us, there's going to be a reign of terror for 4 years.
Well, I certainly hope that if the PCs do win, and you know, I personally, when this started, I predicted that we're going to end up with something very similar to what we had last time. Not a whole lot is going to change. I do absolutely hope that Mr. Higgs does not get a majority, because again, he definitely comes from the cut and slash side of things, and we saw again when he promised 2 years ago that he would not do any health cuts. And
oh, we know. I'm very scared.
Yeah,
I mean,
so am I. So am I. But again, you don't look at. First of all, if you're looking at polls, we haven't had a new poll.
You believe in
for
that?
a week. I don't, and you know I don't. I never believed in polls, and I don't think polls do anything but degrade our democracy. I think they're dangerous.
Who's more of a so-called idiotic politician, Vickers or idiot Mayor Michael Bryan?
I don't know that anybody's an idiotic politician.